But you know what? We have to actually formally do a rest in peace. And I mean, I guess maybe you could speak on it. S-Bone passed away. I interviewed him on Tuesday. I interviewed him Monday. He passed 40s, huh? Wednesday night. Yeah. Now, when I went in to do the interview, which we've been dropping in clips, I think there's 2 clips out right now. I was actually thinking, like, right when I was going in to do the interview, I'm like, oh, damn, is Brick might have wanted to do this interview with me. Like, I should have mentioned it to him, or at least got his ideas of what I should have asked or whatever. And then you actually said to me the next day, you go, man, I don't fuck with him. Like, I'm glad I wasn't around when he came through or whatever. So what was that about?
Nah, it was about some YouTube shit. So this is before he died too. Right. So it you just bumping your gums and jumping into like different business that you don't even know nothing about. Like, you know what I mean? And then you go online but then when they start talking about paperwork and all that, I don't know if it was true or not. I'm like, oh, that's probably why he is on Cowboy's side, because he like, yeah, I'm taking in all your enemies. But it was a time where I reached out to you before I knew anything about you like that. Like, oh, yeah, woo. Like, I'm fucking with you. Da-da-da-da. So we talking, and he like, man, my phone off. I can't really go da-da-da-da. I'm like, man, call me when you get to T-Mobile. And he like, I'm like, just call me when you get up there. I got you. I'm gonna look out for you. Older homie, like, you know what I'm saying? I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, on shit like that. So for him to say something about me pressing Jason Love and all that, then he started getting online with somebody else talking about, and it was too much Brick Baby. I'm like, oh, he one of them now.
Because we were fucking around like after when I was doing my whole fake beefing with Jason Love thing, I said to him, I'm like, hey, can you do a little video where you just, or no, it wasn't even like do a video, but it was just on the podcast. You were like, hey, Jason Love, don't come to LA. We like, you know, because I thought that was a funny ass idea of like, just like and some real like, Crips banning Jason Love from LA. Yeah. But then like, it was a fucking joke. But then we didn't even really end up talking about it that much on the podcast because we were going to hype it up like crazy and make it a whole thing. But then we like forgot because it's kind of hard to, I don't know.
It was so much going on that week. We did it, whatever the case was. But at the end of the day, I'm not telling y'all, he like, oh, Brick Baby can't save nobody out here. Well, like, man, you'll be amazed about what Brick Baby could do out here, nigga. I don't really like to toot my own horn, my boy. But you get what I'm saying? Like, the talkers gonna talk. The numbers gonna do what they do. You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even the nigga that brag about shit like that. You get what I'm saying? But nigga, it was at one point when I was living my life how I was living it, nigga. If a nigga say it's up, nigga, and the nigga ain't coming around, man, I guarantee you come out here and you get caught low for you getting stripped. We ain't talking about killing you getting stripped. We gonna embarrass you, cuz no matter where we at. You get what I'm saying? But I ain't really on that path no more. But at the end of the day, I just start listening to the shit that you said, like, damn, I bet you this nigga ain't offered you a motherfucking large fry from McDonald's, nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like I reached out. You don't even know what's going on. You just off the internet trying to get views. That's when I just backed up. But
the wild shit. Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
The wild shit is that he told us, or in the interview, he told me like, I'm about to go to Vegas, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're going to Vegas? You can be on the strip or whatever. And he said like, nah, I ain't really on the strip that much when I go to Vegas. And then I was like, so what are you doing out there? He's like, I like to gamble a little bit and stuff, but really, I'm just going out there to get some money. So I'm hearing that, and I'm not really like asking any more questions because I'm assuming that going to Vegas to get some money, he's doing some sort of trapping type thing or some sort of thing that he doesn't want to talk about on the podcast. So I'm not pressing the issue. But then he got killed in Sacramento. So he told us he's going to Vegas, but apparently he had to take a trip to Sacramento at some point in there. I don't know if we're going to ever figure out what happened to him or whatever, because they just found his body on the side of the road. So we really don't know at this point, like, was it his homies? Was it some enemies? Was it like there's a lot of different ways that this could have potentially played out, and we really don't know.
Yeah, somebody that knew him. But with him passing away, the beef wasn't as strong, and I can't prove. I ain't never read no paperwork on him. You get what I'm saying? The beef wasn't that. So rest in peace to that man, because like that's the last thing that I wished on him. I just was like, I don't really fuck with him because he started doing the little Brick Baby hater. He started doing that shit. So
but you guys probably could have patched it up at some point. That's what I said. That was nothing.
But he had called. This the crazy part. He had called me, and I was doing something. And I'm like, man, I don't even want to take this call right now because I'm out moving around and all that shit. So I ain't even really want to take the call at the time. Motherfucker's going crazy. But yeah. My phone just fucked me up.
Oh, what? You saw
But
something
yeah,
crazy?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
It keeps going on. But yeah, I was out. I didn't want to take the call at the time, and I like 2 days later he ended up passing. Maybe it was him coming up to No Jumper like, "What up, little bro?"
Oh, it might
Because
have
I
been
heard
that.
that he was patching like his YouTube beefs up. Because he also had reached out to 600 too, right before him passing, and they had squashed whatever they had going on.
For real?
Allegedly,
Because
yeah.
so he was dissing 600 on the interview that we did, and then the G-Face interview was like the next day or like 2 days after that, or it was like it was the same day he
week. Yeah,
died.
the same day
we
he
were
died.
talking to 600 about him, and then 600's talking all this shit, talking about paperwork. The same thing when I brought his name up with Whack. Whack was talking about like, oh, I just got paperwork or whatever. So I don't know what the fuck happened with all that, but from my experience, he was just like a very, very good interview, very good person to talk to. Seemed like he was in a mature place. You know, he was excited about making content and stuff. So I mean, I don't know if I ever had anything like that happen where I interviewed somebody and then like 48 hours later they got killed when I had just been interviewing them about what they were about to do for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And apparently whatever they were fucking doing was how he got caught up. I don't
Shit
know.
Crazy, yeah.
Rest in
but
peace,
rest
man.
in peace, though, bro.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace,
he's a
that's
seasoned
that's
vet.
crazy.
He'd have been through a lot. He worth interviewing for sure.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
The shit's still
sure.
coming out clip by clip. I kind of want to just drop it, but again, I'm leaving, so I don't want to fucking blow my load before I'm out. Pause.